Yo everyone, what's going on? Couriway here, and in this video, I'm going to show you how you can route every Bastion type with two different routes for each of them. Bastion routes can certainly be confusing, and they can change constantly as new routes can be made all the time. But at the time of this video, these are the most consistent and up-to-date routes for all four of the Bastion types, and hopefully I can explain how and why I do what I do in an easy to understand way for you. One last thing, I strongly recommend you go check out the people I link in the description of this video, as they're the geniuses behind these amazing routes and will be the people who create the next routes to change the game with. Thank you all so much for checking out this video. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you aren't already. Check out the merch in the description as well as all my social links to stay up to date, and I hope you enjoy watching me route some Bastions. So the first Bastion we're going to be starting off with is Bridge, and the first route we're going to be doing is called Dowsky's route. Now this is a route where you need a triple chest on the left side of the rampart if you're facing the front of the Bastion. In this case, we are going from the back of the Bastion, so we are going to need a triple chest on the right side. And this starts out with a lot of older Bridge Bastion routes where you grab the chalice first and then go to the top. If you're coming in from the chalice side, this is really good. I also forgot to craft a gold pick and a helmet, which I like to do usually on Bridge just because you have so much excess gold. Now, all these routes that you're going to see are actually done without any armor at the start, but I either craft armor early on or try and just pull some in a chest just to make the routes seem more advanced when I'm running them here. But if you're not comfortable doing that, you can obviously, just mine gold beforehand or try and enter with a gold helmet or gold boots already. Now you can see what I'm doing here. I'm digging in this corner and then going to break a gold block. And then I place 3 blocks to put the piglins in a hole here. And then I'm just going to continuously throw gold as the piglins drop down and fall in this hole. And this is really good. There's a bunch of piglins. I created a 2x2 hole before on top when I mined over to this side, and that's just easier for the piglins to get in. And you can see I get a bunch of piglins here, and then the awesome part about this route is you're super close to the chest, so if you get the trades that you need with the pearl and the string, you can actually leave here super fast if you pull the obsidian, which unfortunately I didn't end up doing in this Bastion. Some of these Bastions you'll see throughout, I actually don't end up getting the trades that I need, like I'm either short on obby, string, or pearls, something like that. But the point of this video isn't to high roll every Bastion and, get the trades that I need. The point of this video is to show you how the routes work. And this is how the routes work. So the first thing you would do is you would check that chest, or the 3 chests on your left for obsidian, and then you'd go to the other side if you still don't have obsidian. I unfortunately got 0 obsidian in this chest, so if I was playing this legit in a run, I'd have to wait for all my obsidian. I also block clutched twice, you saw it before, and then I block clutched here again because I just kept falling and missing my jumps. But this is what I was talking about with the 2x2 hole. Here are all my pigs. I have more gold to trade them with. I'm going to wait for them to do a trade before I pick up all the gold here. And I didn't even pick it up. And all I need is 1 obsidian, which I never ended up getting. I sat here for like the rest of the trades, and they just literally never traded me 1 extra piece of obsidian. But yeah, that's how these are going to go. I'm not going to get the trades every single time, but it's just showing you the process of how the routes work. And I hope that makes sense. Let's get into the second and more advanced Bridge Bastion route. So this route is a lot more advanced, and this route was created by EleventyBillion. I don't know if there's a video on his channel about it, but it is really cool. You come in from the top of the Bridge Bastion, as I just did, and you break that chest and then place a block in this corner so the piglins can't get to you. You then wait. I actually break another chest here just because I didn't have a lot of piglins, so I was like, where are they? Then the most important part of this route is you change your difficulty to hard and then drop down. The reason you change your difficulty to hard is because the piglins will not fall down unless you do that. Now I have a bunch of piglins. I'm going to pillar up here on this. I'm going to pillar up 2 blocks and then dig down 2 blocks. And that'll allow the piglins to all fall in this hole once I start throwing gold. This route is extremely hard to do without armor. And I don't recommend doing it if you're, getting used to Bastions or trying Bastions out for the first time. This is definitely the more advanced of the 2 routes. And yeah, it definitely is much harder. So the thought process with this is that if you high roll trades here, you can then just get the chest after you get your trades, and then you can leave from the chest area instead of having to come back here. And you're trading a lot of gold at once with a good amount of piglins. You actually saw me use this route in the set seed video for, I don't remember even what video it was, but it was a set seed, and I used this route, which was cool. So now I'm going to check the chest for obsidian. I'm going to check over this side. This side, I do actually pull the 5 obsidian, and 5 obsidian I feel like is a good amount on bridge. That 5 obsidian, honestly, I think on any Bastion is a pretty good amount to to guarantee that you really don't need to get anything else. You don't need to worry about other chests. You'll probably pull like 5 obsidian from trades. So I felt pretty good about that. I was playing this super safe because I didn't want the Hoglin to die and mess up the route or hit me some weird way. But now we're back here. I'm going to pick up the gold from these piglins. I'm going to see that I whiff the trades again, because of course I did. I promise you, I don't whiff the trades every time. And now I'm just doing a bit of inventory management. Usually what I like to do when I do Bastion stuff is I have 2 pearl slots and 2 string slots. So in case I overgo or overflow, I have, you know, I don't have to worry about trying to organize my inventory. I can organize my inventory later at a point with more downtime, like the blaze spawner or something. But now I'm finally going to pull the trades. I get 2 pearl trades, and I'm about to get 2 string trades, and that will summarize the bridge bastion. Those are 2 routes for you to use. This one, again, is much more advanced, but I hope this made some sense. Let's move on to the next bastion type. Now we're going to move on to the treasure bastion, and we're going to start with 2 of very similar routes. There isn't a lot of variation in treasure just because of kind of how the bastion works. But this route is going to be the quote-unquote Ninjabrain route, which is probably one of my favorite routes to actually run. I find it really enjoyable. And similar to some bridge bastion routes, I'm going to start off here with grabbing a gold helmet and a gold pickaxe. That's just because I didn't have those things already. But if you do already have those things, then great. You can just, you know, break those gold blocks and keep the gold. But this route, you're going to mine in these blocks on the side, on the staircase block, to actually get this gold block here, which is there every single time. And then I'm going to break these 2 side blocks to allow the piglins to come in, and they're all going to come in. Sometimes they can be a little finicky and I throw the block on the side, or delete the block on the side, excuse me. But you want it to, it's very important that you break the block on the stair going down, which you can see because the stair block is there. Then the reason that's very important is because you can dig down on this gold block spot here, and you can get another gold block sometimes and place that in their hole, and they can start trading without you having to go down, which is really, really good. I'm going to grab the rest of these gold blocks, and I have a lot of piglins here, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to my original hole and then throw the gold to get them all in, which is just another way to get more piglin trading at once. Now what I'm going to do here is something called high rolling, which basically just means that I'm going to play for a lot of good trades at once, which I actually get. And this involves me not going to the other side of treasure and going up those stairs to get the gold blocks. But that's not anything too important. Obviously, the routing is just the same. The gold blocks are in the same spot. They still have the same % chance of spawning. But since that first route, or the first section, was so highly condensed with gold blocks, even though it's a 70% chance for each of those spots to have a gold block, I decided to just wait here and see if I get my pearls and my string. And I actually do, and I'm able to just leave the bastion like that. So let's get to the second treasure route. So this second treasure route, I'm going to come in from a different angle. I'm actually going to start at the bottom, and that's just to kind of show you different ways that you can enter treasure. Now, I always dig in this spot here to see if there's a chest. There can be a chest there sometimes. I don't know if there's a tell or not to know if there's a chest there, but sometimes there can be a chest there, and it can be good to grab armor or gold blocks or obsidian, so you don't have to worry about getting as much of that later. But this is actually kind of weird because there was a zombie piglin here that messed it up. But again, similar to the last time, I'm going to do the exact same thing. Pickaxe, then gold helmet, not gold helmet pickaxe, and going to grab the rest of the gold that I actually don't think there's any of because all the piglins were finished trading because I did that slowly. But now I'm just going to climb up here, do a very similar thing. I'm going to dig in the same spot. And also something I didn't mention in the other route is that is a very important block to break on the way up the staircase. And now I am just going to throw in some gold and break this block. And instead of digging on that part, the pigs are going to be in the middle. This was extremely annoying because of the zombie piglin. You can see the other piglins are not cooperating with me trading, and it became quite an issue. And this is something that I wanted to actually showcase in one of the routes to show that this is something that's very annoying that can happen. Now, this route is really good for high rolling again. This is if you have a lot of gold already, or you enter the nether with a couple gold blocks, or anything like that. This route is really good because the piglins are in a more centralized spot, so to speak. So I'm actually not even going to go to really any spot of this bastion. All I'm going to do is just grab these 2 gold blocks, I think, and then I'm going to head back down. And I think I grabbed like I checked the spots, but I honestly like probably didn't even have to. I could have just gone on the 2 gold blocks that I had, because that's how you play this route. You play for a really big high roll. I had a bunch of pigs in here, and all I'm going to do is wait for the trades, and I just am going to hope. This is how you would play this if you were playing for like sub 10. At this point, I'm just like, okay, you just leave with 11 and hope for the best later on in the run, that you didn't need an extra pearl or anything like that. So I hope that makes sense. Decent explanation of high rolling. Don't do that, though. Don't do that. Next bastion. So this is the fastest route in the video, so we're going to talk pretty fast. This is triple chest stables. You can tell it's stables because this bottom part here is stone brick. That's how you separate it from housing. And I'm going to block off these piglins here, dig into this part where there are always 4 gold blocks, and block off the side so I don't get shot. Then I'm going to dig up here, and that's going to allow the piglins to fall in from the top when I break these gold blocks. You don't always have to do that, but since this bastion was partly buried, I did have to do that here. So I'm going to throw in the gold into the hole, then I'm going to break the 3 other blocks here. And this is going to allow me to just throw the gold in while the piglins are here, and they are still going to be continuously trading. I break the last gold block, throw it in. You don't need to save gold for piglins up here because they're all going to have fallen already. So then once you trade all the gold, you come up here, you grab the obsidian, you grab these strings, and sometimes you can get gold blocks in here too, which then you can trade below more as well, which is great. Sometimes you can also get 2 triple chests, and then you can just do 2 of these, which is also really fast. But this is the fastest bastion route if you high roll. I didn't high roll here, but this is how you would play it. Moving on to the other stables route. So this is how you would normally play stables if you don't have a triple chest and you have a good gap. So I'm going to start here by crafting a boat. That's just because of where I decided to start playing this bastion. And I saw that this right side is a good gap, which is really important to tell. Stables are the only bastion that are not really consistent. I played this a bit weird, but I just built up here and played around that piglin. The stables is a lot easier to play as a bastion if you have armor, but I decided to play it without armor just to show that it's still possible. So what I do here is I'm going to dig into this side of the good gap, and then I'm going to go to this bottom chest here and hope for some armor just so I can make it easier. And I do get armor. I also get obsidian, which is perfect. And now all I have to do is worry about trades. So normally what you would do here is you would just break a piece of gilded blackstone, but because I had the gold block in my inventory, I thought I might as well just break that. Then I'm going to place these blocks so the piglins can't get to me, and I'm going to mine down a block to make a 2x2 or a 2x1 hole, excuse me, for the piglins to fall into. I'm going to break a very specific block, 1 block farther out than the hole that the piglins are in, to allow 3 piglins to fall in. And then I'm going to break the blocks that are stopping the main group of piglins from falling in, just so I don't have to deal with both at the same time. Then I'm going to break the other 3 gold blocks so that the piglins are constantly trading. And then you move over to mine the other main gold blocks in the bastion, which can be a maximum of 6 and like a minimum of 3. Misplaced my block there and actually placed the gold block back. But then I can just trade all this gold. I have an insane amount of piglins trading. I'm going to craft myself a gold pickaxe here. And since I already have 5 obsidian, I don't really have to do anything besides just wait for my pearl and string trades, because I'm probably going to get my obsidian from these trades. And as you can see, I have 5 pearls, 10 obsidian, and just am waiting on my string and pearls. So good gap is still a very good route in stables if you don't have a triple chest. But if you have triple chest and you want to high roll for a world record pace run, I highly, highly recommend you do triple chest. It is super fast and very well worth it if you actually get it. But that'll do it for stables. Let's move on to our final bastion type, my probably favorite and every speedrunner's favorite to run, housing. For the first route of housing, we're going to be showing you something called Manhunt housing, and basically what this is a route that relies on the bottom of the bastion. You need the floor to be a floor and not lava. That's not something that's common in every bastion type of housing, but sometimes it is, and when it is, this is the best route to go for. So you can see I break a chest in the middle. That's going to get all the piglins angry, and basically you are going to try your best to get to this double chest and make that formation with the blocks. Make 1 block up on the left side, and then you want to place a block on your right so the piglins can't get to you. And then once the piglins are all here, sometimes they take a bit longer if there's zombie piglins like that, you can place a block where I did, mine down, and all the piglins will get mad and fall in this hole once I break this top block. Now, this is probably one of the harder routes to actually do and get used to. I have a variation that I showed off that's a lot easier than the normal manhunt route, and basically that just means that when you break that block that you place for the piglins not to get up on top of the chest, once you break that block, you go to the right side and just place that block on top of your head and then mine 3 blocks down. That is the safest way to do it, and I think it is really, really consistent that way. I don't have to worry about like clicking in the right spot or piglins getting to me too fast. So yeah, I hope that makes sense. I'm going to just craft my normal things. Gold pickaxe. I already had gold armor, and then I'm going to block all these blocks off. The reason for that is so that I can place gravel on top of the piglins' heads, and then all the items pop up to the top, like so. So it's a very fast route. It's very, very fast paced. And yeah, this worked out well. Let's move on to the final bastion route of the video. This last route is somewhat similar. It is called top-down manhunt in housing, and basically what you do is it doesn't really depend on the second rampart here on the left side. You can see I checked the chest and I got gold, which is really nice. That way I can actually just make a helmet and pickaxe early, which just makes the route a little bit safer and a little bit more consistent. So I definitely recommend checking out that chest first to see if you get obsidian or whatever in it before you go down, because what you're going to then do is you're going to break a chest, and then all the piglins up here are going to get mad at you. They're all going to fall down, which is very not fun. And then you are going to come down. I'm going to break a second block here to anger more piglin around this middle level. That's just to, like, absolutely guarantee yourself that all the piglins are going to come down to you. And then very similarly, I'm going to mine down in the same exact spot and do the same exact thing as the second half of Manhunt housing. So I hope this video made sense. I know a lot of this was very fast-paced, but these are fast Bastion routes, and I wanted to show as many routes as I could in a proper video. So let me know if you have any questions in the comments. I'd be happy to try and answer some. If you are confused on any of the routes, definitely go check out the links that I leave in the description of the people who created, like, the original routes of these, and everything will be linked there for you to check out. So that'll do it for me. Last thing about this route is that you can mine here to this double chest that you miss otherwise. And yeah, you can get more obsidian there. So this route worked out really well. And again, I hope this video helped you. If it did, let me know with a like and a comment. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm just gonna wait for the piglins to do their trades. I think I'm waiting for obsidian here, and then I'm waiting for a string trade because I only have 46. If it was a real one, I'd leave on 46 for sure. But yeah, so that's the video. Thanks so much for watching, everyone, and I will see you all next time. Peace out.